attention to what's going on. When you can start doing these, Michael. Fantastic. I did hear just about all. I think I lost you guys for like 2 minutes or so. Damn it, I missed it. All right, I'm gonna have to go back to the replay. That must have been those. Well, I wanted the opportunity to do it again in the future, so I'm glad you did hear. You know what? Oh, he's still. There we go. So awareness is being conscious of everything around you, and first understand that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, there is more happening around you than you are seeing right now, right? So that's what we're talking about is expanding that awareness and realize that more is actually happening. Here's kind of how I think about it, visualizing it. It's when you get going 1,000 miles an hour and you're in this room and you're taking action and you're putting things into place and you're going and we're running 1,000 miles an hour. It can look like total chaos, looks like a tornado to a lot of people. And the best way I can put it, I think, flash your mics if you've been to a conference before. You've been to a 1-day, 2-day, some half-day seminar. You took a class, got you excited about something, and you did it, right? And you come back from that thing with all your notes, and you come in, and you just dump it on your whole team. You're like, oh my gosh, this was so amazing. If you're not aware of what their reaction is of you dumping this stuff on them, because here's what happened to me once. My team actually said, oh boy, here we go. Brad's coming back from a 5-day conference. We're going to get all loaded up with all this stuff we have to do. They weren't there. They don't know. We got caught up in the excitement. We got caught up in the idea. So be aware how everything's being received. I've talked about that on stage or on this stage before. Even when I'm speaking at a conference, being aware of the audience's reaction versus just being on stage to talk. So do you have buy-in when you come back with these ideas? So what I'm going to grab onto here is where Victoria was talking about visualization, right? So when you are being aware of everything around you and this new gadget comes along, really, I coach this all the time. Stop and pause no matter what it is you do from today forward. Look at what it is. So if it's you get a speaking opportunity or whatever it might be. So you get a speaking opportunity. There it is. Lay that timeline out and really be aware of what the opportunity really is. So versus just showing up and speaking and getting prepared for that in your message, what is the prep to the event? What is the follow-up after the event? Creating a timeline to get a 5 to 10 times ROI on whatever it is you're about to do. I coach a lot of loan officers, and they'll talk about doing a happy hour, a lunch and learn. We've all heard lunch and learns before, right? Or something like that. And it's like they just get excited because somebody said, yeah, you can come teach our lunch and learn. And for a loan officer's world, I mean, the real estate broker just says, hey, write a check, buy us drinks and appetizers, and we'll get some agents there and you can teach us something. And it's like, what's happening after? You've got their attention, you've got their stuff. Be aware of what is happening in the room. Are they getting anything from it? Are you following up after? So that's what I would leave you with, is to move from being reactive to everything and really open the awareness. Hopefully after today's conversation, you'll be excited and be even more aware of awareness, that you move to a more proactive mode, so that when things are showing up and opportunities are showing up, by being aware and sitting down and having a structured strategy to get a real true ROI of a 5 or 10 times ROI of whatever this opportunity is, that you now will have people show up in your life. You'll have things show up in your life that will help you get more out of that opportunity. So that would be my share for today. We have to consider what happens next. That's part of expanding our awareness. What happens next? So we get ourselves in situations and we just are like, oh yeah, I'll go do that speaking gig, or I'll do that lunch alone. I learned, but what happens next? So,
Thank you, Victoria. Brad, I chuckle a little bit because every month my Vistage members meet and they call that the Vistage hangover. So it's the next day as the members go home and say, hey, I learned this great new thing. And they all scramble like, oh, how long is this going to last, right? So taking that piece and not taking too much is just so critical. Love that they're getting a lot out of it and a new learning and new perspective. But that was a great point about really understanding what you need and getting that buy-in from your team, because without your team, you can't do anything. So